Hello, viewers. This is Young Sika again with another episode of Sip to the Script. Man, listen, guys. We got Ottawa's poster child up in here, General Light Skin in person. Maurice Moore, man, you've been repping the city to the fullest, my G.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to have you in for this conversation.
I'm excited to be here, man.
Hey, man, I'm happy for you. But listen, before we go any further in this, please. You gotta let the viewers know what the hell you got me drinking, my nigga. Like, I'm not sure what this is.
Man, we got a little bit of kombucha. So this guy right here is a fermented drink, but bro, if you really care about that gut, you know, the whole body, the digestive system, bro, you already know this is what you need. And it doesn't hurt that it's apparently pink as fuck. So we're leaning low key.
Yo, this is vegan lean, low key. Vegan lean. All right. I'm excited. Listen, before we go any further, I have a couple questions, intro questions actually, just to get people to know who you are as a person. I mean, when we talk about the music scene in Ottawa, your name keeps popping up. It's low-key kind of omnipresent, but people might not be able to associate the face with the artistry itself. So is it cool if I ask you a couple questions?
Absolutely, man.
Perfect, man.
Let's do it.
And where are you from, like in the city?
I'm from the south side. I grew up in Fairleigh.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So what high school did you go to then?
I went to St. Pat's.
Wow.
St. Pat's, yeah.
This guy, man. Legacy, huh?
Yeah, man. Yo, I mean, I'm excited, man. This city is just my favorite place in the world. So to be able to come from this city and actually, you know, be able to accomplish anything at all, you know, let alone what a lot of the people in the city are accomplishing, I mean, it feels amazing.
And that's exactly why we needed you on this podcast to actually share with us exactly what you were doing, man. Listen, and what's your background, actually, if you don't mind me asking?
So my dad is black, and he's American. I'm talking like real American, like black American. Like, hey, man, what's poppin', blood? Like,
where's he from, actually?
My dad's from Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. But so yeah, my dad's side is the black side, and then my mom's white. So I have the white and the black side, but in the mix, I also have Native American.
Okay.
And I also have Cuban in there. So it's kind of a
just
cluster.
A big old mix, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, so you half black, half white. You got Native. You got a bunch of mixes in there, man. Like, explain to us and the viewers, like, how was it to grow up? Like, how was it growing up in Ottawa, being the person that you are, the come up that you had, you know what I mean? The things that you've done. Like, give us a little insight on that.
I mean, coming from the city, I feel like, you know, if you're trying to do anything that is outside of what is normal, you know, people are gonna look at you crazy. Just I feel like there's always been, you know, this small town mentality here in the city, even though it's actually a pretty big place. I think just being able to, like, the people that come out of Ottawa that actually accomplish things have to be a very special kind of person. If you're able to, you know, escape the whole small town mentality, it says a lot about who you are. Because it's hard, man. This is a beautiful place, man. It's easy to get comfortable. But I think the people around me growing up always, you know, reminded me that there's a lot of work to be done.
The circles in Ottawa, like, everybody kind of knows each other. So I feel like that's probably why people are kind of scared to get out of the status quo. They just feel like everybody's watching them, when in reality people just don't really care that much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Man.
So
it's crazy.
I think that's what's kind of special about your come up. You kind of went against all odds. Yeah, I went back on your Facebook and I saw, like, posters at Bourbon Room. That was cool. You did it before people thought it was cool to do it. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man.
So yeah, man, like, that was cool. So further on, like, does it influence the way you make your music? You know, having one parent that's from the States, you have one parent that I assume is Canadian, right? Okay, right. So how does it influence your music? Having those, maybe the culture is kind of similar, but having two different spaces just kind of come together and make who you are.
Honestly, I think that's probably the biggest reason why I create music the way that I do. And I think just this city as a whole, actually, I think it influences just the way we create. I mean, for me, it's something that I was constantly surrounded by every type of music. I don't think I was not exposed to any. I mean, my dad introduced me to hip hop, but my mom introduced me to country music. So one of my favorite artists, like, ever, is Shania Twain, and that's just, like, something that absolutely affected the way that I think about music. The way things come together in my head is absolutely made up of all these different influences, and I sort of, from a young age, was able to capitalize on like actually taking my influences, throwing them together, and becoming the person that I am now. But I think all of that is essential to all of that.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like even when I go on your SoundCloud page, the music is definitely, you could feel the state's influence. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And also like the melodies, and sometimes you could. Shania Twain kind of does reside in those melodies. So I kind of see what you're saying, man. I kind of see what you're doing. So listen, for the people that kind of follow your vlog and kind of follow the things that you do, you know what I mean? You've been back and forth from LA and stuff like that. So is it fair to assess that the music is kind of a low-key full-time thing now?
It is very full-time. It's been full-time for over a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of take us through that, actually, like a year. What have you been doing in that year to assure that your come up has been as organic as it is?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't know, but I started out playing football. So my whole life was really dedicated to football. From the moment I was born, I was like fed into the system. It's like, you're gonna be a baller, and my dad did amazing things in the States in his time. So, I mean,
like what? What did you do to make?
He played college ball in the States. Yep, and he played professionally as well. So it's just something that was in my blood. And I was offered multiple scholarships over in the U.S. and
That's
here
funny.
in Canada.
I heard that a couple of times, actually. Like, weren't you supposed to, like, D1 somewhere in the States?
A lot of places, man. A lot of places. But
humble, eh? Okay. Light flex.
Light flex. But yeah, man, like that sort of was that was supposed to be what I was gonna do. And right when I was about to head over to the U.S. to play football, man, I started to feel my music tugging at my heart. I felt like I wasn't doing what my heart was telling me to do at that point. And I started to kind of fall out of love of the game of football. I started to see a lot of its flaws and started to really take music more and more seriously. And then I linked up with my manager in 2013, who's my current manager now, and we just got moving right away. And at this point, I'm 15 years old, and I'm about to turn 16, and I'm just hungry, man. And I felt like I had something to prove at that point when I met my manager, and going to school and playing football made me realize that this is really what I want to do.
Right.
And ever since, I've been working hard, man. When I came back home, I was working at Cineplex. Shout out Cineplex South Keys. If you're watching this video, I'm doing great. I appreciate everything you guys did for the boy. You know what I'm saying? Showing up late. You guys always hooked it up, so I'll remember that. But yeah, man, I remember about a year and a half ago, I told them that I gave him my 2 weeks notice, and I was like, the music's going really well, and yeah. So I mean, that's sort of just been this kind of state of things, and ever since that time, I mean, it's just been elevating on a constant basis. Right. So yeah,
and, I mean, it's obvious. We're gonna dive a bit more into there. You know what I mean? And I mean, Kehlani, but you know what I mean. Like, you're popping out here. You're popping out here. So like, you were doing football your whole life, working at Cineplex. You're from the South
side.
Man, people are really, you know what I mean. People are really opinionated around there. So how was it for you to be like, you know what? How do people? Let's say, how do people react to your music? To you coming out as like, you know what, I identify as this musician, and this is who I am, regardless of how you feel about it, and there it is. How do people react to that?
Well, I think from the moment I started, I think everyone, and the thing is, you're right, the South is a very opinionated place. I think people want to not like you. People want you to lose. People don't want to see you do anything better than them.
Right.
So I think coming in, like, I think people saw the talent early, and I had people around me that, helped foster that, that helped me, become better. But at that point, I was a football player, man. Like, I was really competitive. So if you didn't like me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Right. And I just was doing my thing, and I was rap battling all over the city. I was just a kid. I was like 14 years old, and I'm like battling all the older dudes, and I'm like putting in work. So people, maybe my people that were my age were still too opinionated, but people that were in positions of power were like, yo, who is that kid? Who is that kid? And that's huge, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, you got the shine as soon as you got out and you got that attention. It kind of was like it was like clear that the music was kind of for you. You know what I mean? Especially in the South where people don't really.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I think I just had a lot of friends. You know what I mean? I was somebody that because I was part of football and music, I was connected to so many different parts of the city and the scene. So, all the athletes, those were the homies. Right. And all of the gangsters, those were the homies too. And all of, I was friends with everybody. I was in every circle. So people started to kind of champion around that oh man, like that's the homie.
That's the boy. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see that start to happen and start to see us making moves. It sort of felt like they were almost responsible for it, which they are. So it's cool, man. Yeah,
it is true. I mean, like when you watch a lot of come-ups, regardless of if it's in Ottawa or even elsewhere, people have a strong team that champion them and stuff like that. And if I go on your YouTube channel and stuff like that, I see people. Like, you have a really strong team, even for that,
man.
What was it, like the mannequin challenge?
Yeah.
When you try to revive the guy real quick.
Yo, man. We're all really young, man. All of us are under 20, 25. So I'm like, I think the youngest, actually. But, yeah, man, like all of us, we just love life. We're so young and eager. There's so much in this world that we haven't seen or done yet. And so, like, when it comes to the music, you're going to hear that in the music. You're going to hear us having fun. You're going to hear us doing things that, other people aren't doing, but that's just because we love it. So Mannequin Challenge, we took it so extreme for no reason, but that's just who we are. We love everything, man. Yeah.
And for some people that just got introduced to the Sunday Gems, series that I will kind of talk a bit more about in a bit, you have been doing music for a while, man, but some people might have just, known you from Scars or from the couple of tracks you've been dropping on SoundCloud. So just maybe for a point of reference, could you let us know when you started making music?
I've been making music. I've been writing and recording music since I was 11, 12 years old.
Wow.
But at that point, I didn't ever take it serious to the point where I was like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. At that point, it was all football.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, man. Like, that's when I just started freestyling. And, I remember all throughout middle school, I was involved in the hip-hop scene. But, yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. I was in a group with my sister called Retro Future, which was the beginning of my singing days.
Right.
And yeah, man, I've been through a lot of different phases, but this is definitely like a very important era in the story of Maurice Moore. I think this is an important chapter.
Right. And man, you've been rocking the scene in the name of Ottawa for a while. You know what I mean? Way before it was a trend, and way before people started shouting out Ottawa. Like I was telling you off camera, you know what I mean? I went back on your Facebook page and I saw like posters of you opening up at Bourbon Room and stuff like that with the baby face and everything.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you've been doing it for a while. Like what kind of inspired you to rep this city as much as you did way before it was a trend to do so?
Well, the thing is for me, like, I feel like I was blessed and super fortunate to have like a mom who really, really, really supports everything that I do.
Right.
And she's always kind of pushed me to do things that are grand.
Right.
So for me, my perspective on the city was like, bro, my mom would come home and be like, yo, this place is doing this. You need to sign up. You need to call them right now and go do it.
Wow.
Like, oh, there's a grant here. You need to call them and do it. So people didn't see Ottawa the way that I did. I literally watched all these opportunities mold who I am now because of this city. And I think people are so lazy, but they don't realize how many resources we really have here. Right. And that's totally, I mean, when I was 14 years old, I applied for the summer company grant with the city of Ottawa, and I got $3,000, and that's how I started my studio that I still work in today.
Right.
So it's just like people, I mean, I had no reason not to. It was something that I was so passionate about from the beginning. I love this city, like, immensely. I've been around the world. I've been all the way to Korea, LA, New York, everywhere, man. But Ottawa is a special place, man. Right. It's a very special place.
And that's one thing that people might not understand. Like, the thing about this city is that because there's not that much happening on the mainstream level, that it's literally up for grabs for anybody to go and take it. But literally people see it like, oh, nobody else is doing it, so I'll do it. I won't do it either since nobody else is doing it. They see no potential in just starting up their own grind.
Yep.
And, I mean, I'm sure that's the reason why you started your own thing. I'm sure that's the reason why I started my own thing, because I see something that's up for grabs that nobody else is going for. And I think that's cool that you did that way, man. Like, that's pretty impressive, especially at the age that you are.
Thank you, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I started this, like, a couple months ago, sorry.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you very much, man. Same to you. Hey, man. Don't make me bow real quick.
Cheers,
cheers,
bro.
Cheers. So, listen, let's dive into the serious stuff. Not that wasn't serious, but, you know what I mean? The more interesting stuff to some other people. Sure. You just linked up with Kehlani, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I just peeped on your vlog, man. You had those you know, it was before the show. Could you remind me the name of the show real quick?
Which show?
I think you had. She was she had a performance or something.
Oh,
like
at Rebel.
Right.
For Sweet Sexy Savage tour.
And
yeah.
How was that, man?
That was amazing, man. Yeah, me and Kehlani have been friends for over a year now. Yeah, man.
I was about to ask you that. Like, did you guys link up before anything of that? Like, did you guys have a relationship before that? Like, how did that come about?
Yeah. So Kehlani, I was a big fan of Kehlani when she first came out. Like when she first dropped her first mixtape, Cloud 19.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people out here were on her yet. Like
No.
people didn't really know who she was. But I kind of fell in love with that sound, and I was like, wow, this is very similar to what I'm trying to do. So I kind of took a liking to it, and then in 2015, I dropped this song that was kind of like just paying homage to what she was doing, because I was like, yo, I fuck with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so she heard the song at the time, and she posted it all over her social media.
No way.
And it was love. It was love. And I just happened to be going to LA like a couple days after I dropped that song, and I had a meeting at her label. Not for that reason, but there she was. She would just happen to be there at the same time, and it was from that moment on, you know, we just clicked.
Yeah.
And we really saw that, you know, we're very compatible creatively, and yeah, ever since we just been working together, and it's been a great ride so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I personally happen to have felt the same thing, you know what I mean? Like when you watch your vlog, or even the music, when you listen to that song together that you guys have together, please could you remind the people that have been sleeping on you, could you remind them the name of the title real quick?
Awesome.
Man,
awesome.
And
yeah.
Just fully so, man. That song is awesome.
Oh.
So
thank you, man.
So,
thank you.
Like the chemistry is just so fresh. Whether it's on the vlog or whether it's on the song, the chemistry just seems to be so tangible, almost. You know what I mean? So how was it for you? Like, what are you looking for when you go for a collab?
Well, I mean, there was a point in time in, you know, growing up when I first started creating music, I was like, everyone, like, let's work. Let's, yo, you rap, you sing, let's work. And that's sort of like the world I was brought up in. And in school, I always loved group collaborative projects and stuff like that. So for me, like, part of the enjoyment of even creating music is collaborative. So like there's like a handful of people that I'm constantly working with, and we're all in the room together. So when you hear the songs, like, yes, like I'm the one that's writing the lyrics and coming up with the melodies, but like all of these people, we're having conversations in these rooms that like really mold the music.
Right. Inspire the music itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very important. So when it comes to collaborating, I don't want to work with somebody unless they can add value to that experience. To me, that the best music is made when it's so organic and fun. So I'm not gonna like force collaborations for the sake of a collaboration unless it's supposed to happen. And Kehlani and I was one that, you know, people were anticipating for a long time, and it's just a perfect musical synergy. You know? So
like I do feel that your vibes kind of like mesh well with each other. So I feel like, man, if that was the first mainstream, you know, what I mean, not mainstream, but the first popular feature that you were supposed to have on one of your projects, whether it's a song or a project, like I feel like that was a great move, a really great move.
Thank you,
especially
man.
with whatever she got popping off right now. So
oh yeah, she's doing amazing, man. Shout out to Kehlani.
Yeah. So we're gonna diverge a bit from that. Like if we go a bit on your SoundCloud, you got the whole pink movement going on right now, you know, and
these two together, red and white, and this.
So, like, could you kind of explain to us the concept behind that? Like, because if people go on your SoundCloud, they'll see it really obviously that your artwork and the way that you dress on your Instagram and the way that you kind of fashion yourself to be. Yeah. The pink is present always.
Yeah, man. Well, I grew up around a lot of women, very very strong women. You know, my parents divorced when I was really young. So my mom was a single mom for a lot of my childhood. Right. And so I got to experience sort of like the strength of women firsthand. So that sort of really gave me a unique perspective, you know, as a man. Like I was very in tune with like different elements of my personality. And to me, pink kind of represents some of those qualities, but it also represents certain qualities as a man. I feel like, you know, when I used to see like when I used to wear like a pink shirt to school when I was young, like I remember girls would always be like, "Oh, I like it." So it's something that I felt like strong in it, you know.
Young
Pink is
heartthrob.
yeah, I love that, and you know, it's all about the girls. So I mean, it's just something that like I really loved, and it represented a lot of positive things to me, and so ever since I just been rocking it, it sort of feels just like freedom to me. Like I can still be like a man and do my thing, and I can still wear colors that are controversial. People see it. Why is he wearing pink? And it's like there's a whole story behind it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So yeah.
And you seem like the outspoken person. You know what I mean? You are comfortable in any setting that you're put in. You know what I mean? Some people at your age having a song with Kehlani would probably be freaking out, but you saw it coming and you were ready for it. So what are some of your idols that kind of shaped and mold the person that you are right now in terms of your artistry?
In terms of the music,
Yeah.
Chris Brown,
Right.
Shania Twain. There's this crazy songwriter that is probably like one of my biggest influences. His name is James Fauntleroy. You guys should look him up. He's written a lot of your favorite songs. Promise you. Definitely Brandy. Man, there's so many. I think, like I said, I was around so much music. Those people are definitely at the forefront for me. But like, just I was so inspired by everything. I'm just like, I love music, like all of it.
Right.
So I think like just music in general has inspired me, and those are definitely some important names. But yeah.
And you've been around the music for as long as some people can remember. You know what I mean? You've been doing a lot of things to kind of propulse your music career in the forefront. You know what I mean? So how do you stay motivated? That might be a gem for some of the people out there. You know what I mean? How do you stay motivated to be as persistent as you are? You know what I mean? To go get that money as hard as you do.
So you mean you want me to give away all my secrets?
No, but gems, real quick gems.
Nah, man, yo, motivation is an interesting thing, and I think for my whole life I've never lacked drive.
Right. I mean, you played football, so if you don't have drive,
that's true. But yeah, I think so. Like growing up, like when I saw people that didn't have it, I didn't understand how that could be a thing. I'm like, oh my God, like you're so good at this. You can do this and this and this, and I sort of like was able to see things in other people. That's also another reason of exactly why I'm who I am right now as a person. But in terms of like what we're talking about right now, it's just like all of those things create the whole bigger picture. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
Really vivid through the music too.
Yeah.
Really vivid. Like you were talking a bit earlier about how girls, you know what I mean, have shaped a lot of the way you see the world and stuff like that. Just because they're strong and the pink movement and everything. So, why do you sing so much about girls in your music? It might sound cliche to some people, but for you, it might have a real meaning to it. So.
I mean, I love women.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I think it's as simple as that. I love women. I've been around really strong women, beautiful women. I grew up in a world where I can appreciate women. So my whole life, I've always been really close with women. But it's been cool because like I had both sides. Coming up in football, I was constantly with my boys. So that's what taught me how to be a man. But like when it came to bigger issues, you can't always think with like this brute force. Sometimes you have to sit back and analyze, the whole thing.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's always just been about the women for me. But bro, I got a lot of shit from my fellas out there. Okay, I got you, bro. Trust me, I got you.
Sika exclusive. So okay, let's stray away a bit from the music. Man, your life is not all in the studio.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but you just came back from the Junos Awards. How was that, man?
Man, that was crazy.
I had to peep the gram. I saw your outfit. I'm like, I was mad salty.
Oh man, that was a crazy experience, man. Like, I was also at all the Grammy events this year as well.
Oh
so
wow.
It's cool to be a part of it, man. Cause like for my whole life, I've been on the outside looking in at, especially in the music world. Like, shit, like I want to do that. So to just be in the room and be like, oh shit, there's so and so, and there's whoever, it's cool to be able to be in that room and say that I'm among these people. Whether everyone is aware of all the things that I'm working on right now, is not really relevant. Like I feel a part of the culture, and that's really what it is.
I mean, you are part of the culture. You don't just feel you're part of the culture. You kind of put, man, like, as first when I was presented with the the opportunity to kind of bring you onto the show. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like it was important since not a lot of people out of Ottawa have pierced through a veil. You know what I mean? Where people get to know what it is to be out there. You know what I mean? And you've been Ohio, you've been Texas, you've been kind of LA. So for the people, you know what I mean? For those guys, you know, they never really kind of left their mom's basement. You know what I mean? You want to take us through how it is to be in LA and direct that music, you know what I mean? Because it's a different environment as a whole.
It is. It really is. I think I'm a horrible person to ask this just because I am so much of an advocate for Ottawa.
Right.
But if it's from my perspective, I would say like going to LA really made me appreciate Ottawa.
How so?
Just in a sense that like, you know, everyone in LA is so like smile in your face, like, oh, this is so good, like I love your shit. But like they'll open the door and be like, yo, this nigga's trash.
No.
You know what I mean? That's just LA, and it's just like it's not real. It's like you go there and it's work. But here I feel like I'm able to like, if I play somebody a song, they will be like, bro, this shit is whack. Straight to my face. They will tell me that it's whack, and that's just the way that it is in Ottawa. But I think that is what is so important about this come up, is like that taught me like I treated it like a competition. Right. You know, I'm constantly trying to improve and get better. So I didn't see it as just like a hobby. Going to LA really made me realize that. Mind you, LA is beautiful. The women there are beautiful. It's a good vibe. But don't get it twisted. Like when you go to LA, it's business, and it's that's really what LA is for. And a lot of people can get lost in that in the madness of LA, but it's a workplace, man. Yeah.
Yet again, advocating for Ottawa, man.
Yes,
Yet again, advocating for Ottawa. So how do you feel about the music scene in Ottawa? Just the scene in general in Ottawa. Since you've been all around the world, you know what I mean? You were, once again, an upcoming artist in the scene. How do you feel about the scene right now in Ottawa?
I'm very proud, man. I'm very proud. Yeah, I think it's been a long time coming, but to see the way that people are starting to actually kind of have their own movements and be like, oh wow, like I can be an artist.
Right.
I don't have to like try to hide and like do it on the low because people are gonna judge me. People are starting to accept like not everyone's gonna go to University of Ottawa. Not everyone's gonna go and go this the standard route.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most exciting time to be in the city, man. Like 5 years from now, 2 years from now, people are not going to be able to say that they were part of like watching Ottawa from the beginning. Just come up.
Right.
We're a part of that, all of us. So it's exciting, man. I'm excited.
Man, all right. So coming back to the whole pink stuff, you know what I mean? We've been vegan leaning real quick, you know what I mean? You got the pink movement going on.
Gang.
So what's up with the logo, man? You got that strawberry. You wanna kind of take us and the viewers through that real quick?
Yeah. Basically, I remember when I first rebranded and like started going by Maurice Moore and like really going by my name. Me and my manager were like, "Yo, we need a logo, like something that can really like be like the face of your brand. That's not physically your face." So I don't know. We went up back and forth on it for like a year, and then one day we were just on the phone and like we're like, "Yo," he's like, "What about a strawberry?" And it was so random. I don't know why he said that. I was like, "Yo," and then like I remember just talking on the phone, and I was like realizing like, holy shit, like this strawberry actually really represents my whole personality. Strawberry symbolized the seeds, which are sort of like metaphoric of like wearing my heart on my sleeve. You know what I mean? It's really like, yo, like that's who I am. You know, I'm a bare all kind of person. And then the red was symbolic of the root chakra, which in Buddhism and Hindu religions, it represents sort of your connectedness to the earth, your groundedness. Right. And I felt like the strawberry was symbolic of that. And not to mention being vegan was symbolic of that. So I was like, shit, this is so dope. This is like the perfect little icon. And that was that.
Man, like another question I had to ask you, like you are vegan. You just mentioned it. Yeah. How do you manage with doing all like eating so, you know what I mean, so clean and being so clean while being on tour? Doesn't that take a toll on you? Don't you feel like...
Yeah, it's hard, man. But like the biggest thing with anything is just preparation. Right. That's it. Just prepare. I'm prepared. Like I really believe in what I'm doing, so I'm gonna prepare because I know I got shit coming up. You know what I mean? So it's very simple. That's with anything in life. I feel like is like some people come prepared and some people don't. And usually the ones that actually come out on top and do things are the ones that were prepared. Period.
Well, you love being prepared, but for this one, we're not going to let you get prepared. So right now, we got a 60-second questionnaire that I kind of came up on watching your vlog.
Yeah.
And you had that 60-second questionnaire on YouTube right now.
Let's do it.
So you down for that?
I'm down. Let's get
questions, 60 seconds?
Some batter's box.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
All right. So, on go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Kehlani or Rihanna?
Kehlani.
Which is better, old school or new school R&B?
New school.
Favorite line from a song?
I don't live to please you.
Vegan or burger with Tupac?
Vegan.
Oh, wow. Usher or R. Kelly?
Usher.
Ottawa or LA?
Ottawa.
Make music or performing?
Make music.
Tofu or almond milk?
Tofu.
Right now, for the last second that we have, hit your best note if you could. Oh shit! And all that under a minute, actually.
Oh, we did it. Yes. Dang.
All right, so listen, man. A lot of people in the city want to know if you still got it.
Still got what?
Still got the bars, man. If you still do this shit, man.
Okay.
You still got it?
I think so, man. To be honest with you guys, I think I still got it.
Say a word.
I think I do. You guys can tell me, but I think I do.
Get him. Hey, yo, put the beat on, man. Let this guy rock out. Put it up.
Turn it up a lot.
Put it up.
Turn it up. There you go. That's better. Listen, I said, lately it's like my higher self is long gone. Routine got me feeling like a moron, uninspired. Niggas is 19, feeling like I should retire. Combine that with all these people that drain me, asking for favors and finding ways they can claim me. But y'all wasn't with me back when I was wasting away in my basement. Feeling like a slave and radio wouldn't play me. It's crazy, dog. I'm living a life that values likes over what's in your heart. Been vaping lots. I heard that smoke shit can cloud your thoughts, and that's the last thing I need. A year ago, I thought I'd never try hitting some weed. And even though I only vape, a nigga still get high. And when my mind is in the sky, I start to think like a child. It's really medicine. Got me thinking like, oh wow, who invented this? Music really got me feel I got no friends in this world. I'm looking right at my girl and wondering if we can ever truly be together. Cause my goals is on Gretzky in 84. I'm just trying to score. Being the greatest mean there isn't much time for girls. Despite the fact that I love her, I could never meet her needs. And now I'm in the league. Till that shit is done. Bro, I'll sit up in the studio until that shit is done. I'm so over being underrated. I'm the greatest. There's some shit they'll play in 10 years and say it's crazy. He predicted all of us success from mama's basement in Ottawa. A city never talked about it. Now I'm really on some Hall of Fame shit. Alright, nigga? Yeah, I time travel sometimes. It's my little secret. Put your money on me now. In 10 years you'll need it. Time traveling. Yeah.
That was another episode of Sip to the Script. That was the humble host, Sika, man, your mom's favorite podcaster. And, man, I want to thank you again for coming out to the show.
Cheers, my guy.
Cheers. And if you could, real quick, Nate, shout out your social media real quick.
Hey, man, follow me on Instagram at Maurice_XIII. And that's my social media on everything, Maurice XIII. So, you know what it is, Maurice Moore.
Respect again, bro.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
That's real. It's done.